All right, everybody, welcome back to part two of this little deal of making track down to Arizona. And just hang in there with us as we make track down to where we set up to where I'm at right now, down here in northern Arizona. So we're gonna work to try to get you caught up to where we're at so you can see exactly where it is that I'm at. Okay, so we made it over to the gas station and we ended up putting in 22 gallons of gas. We have only used 38 gallons of gas going with 603 miles. We are averaging about 15.75, almost 16 miles to the gallon. It's also a good indicator of how your vehicle's running. So if you're getting super crappy gas mileage, some ain't running performance or how it should be, and just like we are, headed to some elevation, you really want your rig to be running just as good as possible, going underneath some of those extremes and stresses. It's kind of important. So as we continue our trail down these interesting, sometimes bumpy roads, the weather itself has turned into just something absolutely beautiful. From that dangerous dense fog to this rain on both sides of the road, like we are dividing a cloud. It is just so awesome to be able to have this experience. We phoned in a friend and he mentioned that maybe we should check out the Old Spanish Trail, so that's where we are headed. Thank you, Dad. Well, last night we pulled into what's that place? Spanish Trail?
Old Spanish Trail, San Luis.
Yeah, so that's where we're at, and we pulled in here. We might take a day or two just to kind of unwind. This is a beautiful area. We're finally away from everybody and everything. It's peaceful. It's quiet. We don't got camp fully set up yet, but we just threw out some chairs and just kind of enjoying the morning here. 60 degrees and the sun just feels good. So we're about ready to just take a walk and kind of check this place out. Glad it was here. Thanks to my dad. Helped us find the spot just as it was getting dark, so thank you. And let's go for a walk.
The Old Spanish Trail, spanning time and cultures. The Old Spanish Trail is one of the most significant routes linking Santa Fe to Los Angeles. From 1829 to 1850, traders and their mule trains carried wool blankets along this route in hopes of exchanging their goods in Los Angeles. Travel along the North Branch through the San Luis provided an abundance of food and water that was sometimes scarce along the southern branch of the trail. Later, settlers immigrated along this trail to establish new settlements in the American Southwest. The landform sculptures before you commemorates the Old Spanish Trail and the many different people and cultures shaping the history of the region.
The Old Spanish Trail was nice to us. The road was a little rough, but we made it in there pretty good. Found a spot. We ended up staying for a night and a day and part of today. So now I think we're gonna get over this Wolf Creek Pass and head our way to Flagstaff. If not, if we get too tired, we got the Coconino in between. So just welcome to the journey. Here's some more road. Here we are now. We're working our way up the pass. There's one thing you never forget when you take your rig up elevations like this is that low drone noise that your rig makes just as it just keeps climbing and climbing. A little bit of wind. It's a beautiful day. Probably just 70s currently. Look at these spectacular views coming down this pass. Well, if you don't get out of your neck of the woods, boy, yada. So many cool, beautiful things to see. Well, here we are back at Pagosa Springs where we had that awesome pizza before we hit the pass leaving last time. It kind of feels good to be back. The sun's all nice and bright. Our batteries have been charged forever already. Well, hello, Pagosa Springs. Alright, so we're back here at the gas station again. We gotta get a little bit more gas. 300 some miles to our next destination. Made it through the pass. Everything worked out good. Man, makes that van really work though. This thing works hard. Well, before we take off, we're gonna do some checks. Hey, Amanda.
Octane booster, is that the right thing?
Yeah, we're gonna throw in some octane booster. We did that kind of early on in the trip. Helped with some gas mileage pretty well. And then we're gonna check the oil. So yeah. Just watch the numbers climb and climb. Climbing. Alright, so we'll let that fill up. We're going to check the oil. Okay, so we just left the gas station. We ran the numbers. We are getting 15.74 miles per gallon currently. And that was even with this higher elevation going over the pass. Alright, welcome to Cortez. Elevation 6,200 feet. I believe we've come down a little bit. And we got a service check engine light that came on. Could be a gas cap, who knows. Anyhow, welcome to Cortez. We're going to figure out exactly what it is we're going to be doing from here, whether we're going to stay the night, try to find something around here locally, or cruise on down the road a little further. This little guy is just all up in the travel, so he hasn't laid down one time. He's just got to be all nose and eyes into it. Don't you? How you feeling, Amanda?
Good. Good. I'm just worried about that service engine light.
It's nothing.
If the car can make it, we can make it. We took that pass. That's the most scariest part.
Yeah, it definitely does a stress test too, right? It stress tests them pretty good.
Stress tested me.
Yeah, and your nerves and whatnot. But anyhow, we're in Cortez. We're going to stop at the Walmart and just kind of see what's up with our program.
Well, here's a steakhouse.
Ooh.
Colorado is better with beef. Hashtag.
Is Colorado better with beef? Except he likes beef. He does.
She loves steak.
Steak. Yeah. You'll take any misorder of steak ribs.
Oh, be cheeky.